Tyler1 has just hit 1900 ELO in rapid chess on chess.com, which is just insane. I mean, I'll let that kind of sink in. The dude has been playing for, what is it, 8 or 9 months now. He hit 1800 the 19th, so in less than a month he hit his peak of 1800 in rapid. And quite honestly, like, I did a video on this, him hitting 1800, and I did not expect him to hit 1900 this fast. I knew that he's going to keep climbing in rating because the guy is insane. He's playing, I don't know how many games per day now, but he was playing 60 to 70 rapid games per day when I was checking him out. And so the last video that I did on him, I covered more like how he's doing this, because the obvious question that comes up in our minds when you see this, how the hell is he doing this? In July 2023, he was at 200 ELO. So he has literally gone from basically 0 to very close to 2000 in under a year. I think that at this rate, he's probably going to do it. And so the last video I made, I focused more on how is he doing this? What is he doing? And to sum it up, basically, in that last video, he plays 50, 60, 70 rapid games per day. The guy is spending an insane amount of time playing rapid games. If you guys just look at the total amount of games that he's played, he's at already 5,895 rapid games. In this video, though, I want to look at more specifically his games and what he's doing and how this interests particularly me, because I'm floating, kind of been stuck at around 1700, 1750. And it's like, if you look at his games, his flawless play is not necessarily the first thing that jumps to mind. He plays really quickly and he plays the crazy goose opening like consistently. And then I would love to hear what you guys think, any theories that you guys have. So let's just look at the game that pushed him over the edge to 1900. So he was 1898 here and he won the game, and it's what got him to 1900. We're going to analyze this real quick. And so Tyler1 has the black pieces. We know he's going to play the goose opening. And I will tell you guys right off the bat, my first theory as to why he was able to hit 1900 is because the higher you get in rating, the more your opponents are going to know their theory. Maybe not, tons and tons of lines, maybe not 20 moves in, but like 10, 15 moves in. Yeah, they probably will, especially when you're getting closer to 2000. It's very possible. When you're playing an opening like this, let's just look at White's perspective. If I start playing, okay, so I play D4 myself. If I start playing and I see this, I'm like, okay, well, I've seen this before, I guess, maybe not a whole lot, but it's a Horowitz defense. Here, right away, I'm like, okay, what the hell is my opponent doing? We know that we're not in theory. We know that this is just like a total goofball opening, but I don't know the theory. I don't know exactly how to play against it. I might think about, the advice I've been told about what to do. Like Daniel Naroditsky is really good for this stuff. Like, when your opponent plays bad like this, here's how you punish it. And those are things that come in my mind sometimes when I face these wonky openings, but it throws people off. Okay, so his opponents are thrown off. Second thing, look how fast he plays this all. Like, virtually every single game he plays the opening, because it's always the exact same opening, super quickly. So we're on move 8, and he's spent 12 seconds. If we skip forward a little bit, I'm not really looking at the moves too much yet. We are on move 14. Tyler1 has spent not even a minute. Whereas his opponent is playing really quick too. But I've noticed consistently that he plays extremely quickly. And I think that is one of the advantages, is that when you play this crazy opening that it's always the same, you play it really quickly because it never changes. He always does this. He always puts the knights on G6 and B6. Sometimes it changes a little bit, but so time is one of those factors that is important because he's playing 10-minute rapid games. I would be curious if he were to play 15-minute, 10-second increments or longer. I don't think that he would have the same success. I think he would have a much lower win-loss ratio, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You'll notice that, and we'll look at this in a second, he plays the exact same opening as black and white. It means that the dude is literally only playing one opening all the time. That's it. So of course he should be getting pretty good at that opening. Even if you were to play the same opening as white, you can't typically do that for both black and white, unless I don't know, I guess you're playing a hippo opening or, some other types of openings. But like, you know, I play a London system. I have to memorize all the London lines, and then I play, at the moment, Scandinavian. I was playing the caro, kann. I have to remember all of those lines. I have to know the openings and brush up on them. He doesn't do that. He doesn't have to do that. And he's hopefully better at this weird opening than his opponents are, because he's played it 5,000, like 5,800 and whatever many times. His opponents have faced it like maybe a handful of times. It'd be really interesting again to see him if he was like not allowed to play this and he had to play a traditional E4, D4, whatever, E5 opening. How would he fare? Like if he were to step more into the comfort zone of his opponents, how would that go? And I'm not saying that he should. I'm saying that this is just my theories on how he has, how he's taken down 1900s and even 2000s. I'm sure that if we look at it, let's see, what is the highest rated player he's beaten on Rapid? The best win was a 2100, a 2140. That's really high. I'm actually even surprised he was paired against someone that high. Clearly, he's faced opponents that are 2000, 1900, 2000. These are not easy opponents. Like, depending on your elo, I mean, if you're like 2200, 2300, of course, yeah, maybe they're pretty easy. But for us mere mortals, like, that's not necessarily an easy task. They know their end games. They know their opening. Maybe not flawlessly, but they need to know a minimum of end games, openings, mid game, tactics, all of that. And he's taking them down. So it's like, how is he doing this? Like I said, I think that time is on his side, and also the opening is on his side. So now let's look at the actual play, okay? Because I think that, well, here in this game, he had 80.5% accuracy, but I would not guess that like very precise play is necessarily the reason he's winning. And so let's just look at how two 1900s are playing. So up until now, like, I don't know, I guess as my opponent as white, I'm just seeing them like, you know what, you're just going to give me the center. I'm going to push all my pawns in the center, slowly start developing, getting ready to fiend Keto that bishop. Nothing too crazy, just slowly expanding, right? Like pushing down and taking away squares for black. So here he blunders the bishop. The opponent blunders the bishop, thinking he forks the queen of the bishop. Okay, picks that bishop up, gives him a check, but really doesn't do much. So like here right away, you're kind of thinking, well, what the hell? This is a 1900. They just, I wouldn't put it past them for, you know, giving that, playing knight d5 to fork the queen, the bishop, but like they should have seen that the bishop was undefended. But okay, forgivable. So he takes. He goes with a check anyways. Okay, Tyler1, as he should, moves the king over to attack that knight. So now there's, you know, a couple things being attacked. The rook is hanging, that knight is hanging, and they just full on hang up, they hang the bishop. So it's like, it's kind of one of those things where you think, why do 1900s never make these blunders and mistakes when I play them? Let's take a look at a game that he lost. So Tyler1 in this game had 74.2% accuracy. Like I said, he lost with the white pieces. Let's just take a look at this. So again, same opening. Nothing's going to change here. He's going to play it very, very quickly. We are on move. We're on move at 9, and he's spent 13 seconds. Okay. It's just so funny too, because like in this opening, like look how many, the computer's just like, no, inaccuracy, and it seems pretty thematic of his games, because it's just so atypical. They're not in theory. And another inaccuracy. So, all right, he's getting that knight in the center. He could take with a bishop, but he doesn't. He offers a trade of bishops. Kind of a strange move. Gets the queen out to h5. All right. I mean, like, up until now, nothing too shocking for their level of play, except that, well, there he blundered his queen with a king-queen fork. Okay. Nothing too shocking, but it's definitely like, it's not easy to consistently beat 1800 and 1900s. And it's not like when you look at his games, you're seeing him consistently play well. Like, oh, wow, this player is solid. They just don't make a lot of mistakes. They just don't blunder a lot. No, there are 7 inaccuracies, 2 mistakes, 1 blunder. It's not like terrible, but like it's not a great game. But the thing is, his opponents seem to very often have the same level of accuracy. They often play, it's like he just needs them to play worse than he's playing, with the time control as well. So that's one game where he lost. Let's take a look at a game where he won, and where he won as white, just to mix it up a little bit. Oh, and by the way, just to give a real quick count, yesterday today was May 6th. That's the day he hit 1900. Let's just count how many games he played. One factor of this is just the volume of games that he's playing. He's playing however many hours of chess per day. Of course, you're going to get better. Although not necessarily. I got to say, sometimes you can spend way too many hours playing chess and you just don't get better. So, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 30 games in one day, 30 rapid games in one day. I have never in my life done that. I've never even played, I think, more than 10. And I get that he's like a streamer. He has all the time in the world. He's got lots of money. But like, think about playing 30 rapid games per day. Not sure if he's doing puzzles and other stuff, but just absolutely wild. So here is a game where he won with the white pieces. This was a little while ago. He's 1867 here. Again, both opponents had a pretty mediocre game, not amazing. 66.3% accuracy for Tyler1 and 69.8. Tyler1 had 3 blunders, three misses, 2 mistakes, 6 inaccuracies. His opponent had 2 blunders, 4 misses, 1 mistake, 4 inaccuracies. These are not perfect games. So what's going on? Why are these 1800, 1900s playing what many of you might think like worse than you're playing? Like you might be like me, stuck at 1700, 1800, and you feel like you consistently play games at 80% accuracy more or less, and you're like, what? Why am I not facing these guys? But again, here's the opening. It's immediately throwing them off. Looks like the opponent is, I'm not even sure what the setup is, but they're obviously fianchettoing, but with like that early C5. Everything here, though, computer seems to be okay with. They're both, I mean, the consistent like theme here is that his opponent grabs the center, or they should, because this is a very passive opening. I'm not sure if Tyler1 really knows what he's doing. He's just kind of, I don't know. I'd be curious. Like he's played it so many times, but all right. H3 is a blunder. Not sure why. Let's see why traps the knight. So like he just trapped his knight. Okay, let's take a moment. H3 is a blunder. Why? Because hopefully at 1900 you should be able to spot these moves. These are the kind of things that you have to be able to spot to win consistently, right? And these guys are missing these tactics. Partly, I guess, because it's, like I said, just an unusual opening. If I'm playing a London system, I know to be careful when my opponent plays knight h5. Very often they didn't pay attention, and it's just a free knight because your queen can kind of just come out and grab it. Like sometimes people make that blunder, so I look out for that in the London opening. But if you're playing a completely unknown opening, you probably are more inclined to making blunders. And in this case, you're here. The opponent completely missed that this just wins a knight. The knight has no squares to jump to, so they missed that. And then just so many like inaccuracy. Every single game though he plays is like this. It's kind of like he's in his comfort zone because every game is this total mess, like where his opponents are thrown off. They don't know what the opening is. They don't know what's going on. They're not playing their, best chess necessarily. This is a blunder, but that's a hard move that's a super hard move to find. He goes back and protects. The evaluation bar is going up and down, up and down. It's like there's just so many tactics at any point in these games. You either win or lose. Very different than other kinds of games. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the last 5-6 moves here. So black is winning. Black is still winning. Okay. All right. Oh, white's winning. Oh, white's winning by 3. Oh, we're even again. We're even. Ooh, white's winning again. White is up by 2.5. But actually it's even. Actually it's even, and black has a slight advantage here. Oh, well, it's even again because, look at how many. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. You wouldn't think for a game between 1900 2000s that it would be this all over the place. This many misses, blunders, whatever, inaccuracies. But I think that this definitely has to be noted when taking into account how he's winning, how he's doing so well, other than the fact that he's playing an insane amount of games. So I'll stop it there, guys. I'd be curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. I don't actually follow his games a whole lot. I don't really watch him stream. I just know that he plays the same opening and he plays a lot of chess. But yeah, curious to hear what you guys think. And if you guys are interested, I am doing my own personal journey to 2000, not making progress like this guy is. But if you're interested in following it and kind of learning with me as I go along, feel free to check out the video below or the link above, and I'll see you in the next one.